Hello and welcome back to Lucid Trading. My gosh, I don't know why that lighting is acting up a little bit, but it is. It's as if like whenever I lean forward, it kind of messes up. Anyway, welcome back. Markets are still down. Markets are going wild. They're going crazy. Crazy stuff happening. Nasdaq down 1.6%. S&P down about 1.7%. The Russell down 2%. The VIX is going up 18%. The dollar down. Wild times. It's definitely interesting. But yeah, welcome back to Unai, Express Barbershop, Tanisha, Usman, John Smith, Paul S., Jill Batterton, R. Cool, Jennifer, and Alex Whiteside. I hope everybody's having a good one so far, and I hope everybody's able to buy the dip in these cheap stocks. I see that my webcam is acting up. Let me see if I can fix that. I want to quickly get rid of that. There you go. Fantastic. I think we should be fine now. Okay, so I have been buying a lot of Alibaba stock at 126. There you go. 126 recently, and I have been buying it in droves. Been buying it in this zone. It's been bouncing a little bit. Nothing really serious, right? Markets are still down. There's a lot of selling pressure, but that's what I've been buying most shares of. I've been buying Bumble stock at 33.2. I've been buying Robinhood at 26. Still dollar cost averaging. Same with Virgin Galactic. Still dollar cost averaging on that one. And I've also been buying some stock of Nano Dimension at 4.7. I thought it was, or 4.5 in that zone. I thought it was quite lucrative. A little bit of meta platforms. And obviously the common culprits, the Palantir, the C3.ai, which I think are both, I don't think they're necessarily super cheap, but it's definitely a bit of a discount that we're seeing here. But yeah, so markets are still coming down. And, we're still seeing stocks dip down lower. And we've been really seeing this for like months now, really. Like some of these stocks have been coming down for several months. So it's nothing new. It's just a continuation of the downturn. Maybe accelerating a little bit with, Jerome Powell coming out and saying, hey, you know what? We might taper just a little bit faster, causing a lot of upheaval in the market. Sheg is going up 6.7%. Look at that. That is looking pretty darn good. Sheg had a lot of good news recently, and they're also benefiting from the COVID situation, obviously. It's a bit of a stay-at-home stock for students. And so, yeah, they're benefiting from that. Sheg is finally heading upwards. Very, very positive. And with regards to the EV stocks, I mean, they're mostly negative, but XPeng is ripping through resistances. XPeng is up 6.6%, which is insane. NEO has been coming down quite a bit here, 2.9%. Lucid is down 3.5%, which, to be honest, I'm still just incredibly surprised that Lucid is still sitting at a market valuation of $87 billion, and they have no revenues yet. So, yeah, that's a little weird, I would say. But that's the current market. The market likes it, so it's going to stay high and it's going to keep on going up. Oh, man. I wonder, could the market still go positive at the end of today? I think it would be a challenge. We have about 43 minutes left, so for the markets to go up 1.7% right now, I think it's a bit unrealistic. In fact, there is a possibility that we see the market go down further short term because of what's happening with the tapering. Tapering is going to be accelerating potentially, and the debt ceiling talk was a bit, it instigated some fear, and people are just selling for the sake of selling right now. Really, I don't think there's like a proper reason other than like, oh, everybody's just taking profits off the table and writing off the tax losses. So we're seeing that tax loss harvesting kind of come in here. So people are selling the stocks that have been losing money on, and that's also what we've been seeing. Furthermore, I want to just quickly see if the pull is going. There you go. I asked, will you be buying the dip? And 66% of people said yes, with about 34% of the people saying no. Interesting. So it's still a lot of people that are not willing to buy the dip right now because, well, I kind of get it, right? Look what's happening. All this red, it's just getting worse. When is it ever going to stop? I'm going to tell you, like, nobody knows when it's going to stop, but we know one thing. As prices are getting lower, you're getting discounts. And we're also seeing the 10-year yield going down, which basically means that the growth stocks that we talk about, they're not going to be getting further discounted into the future. So that basically means that their future revenues will be relatively safe, because when the 10-year tends to rise, the higher risk stocks generally sell off. Because there's a bit of an alternative out there for people to get yield. But when yields are low, I think that it becomes very, very attractive to be holding these higher risk stocks. Obviously, it depends on how much risk you're taking. If you're going all in on Virgin Galactic, now that would be a very bad idea. But having a little bit of everything would potentially work out. Yeah, keep in mind that is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not trying to be one, but so I want to be checking some of the stocks that that have been coming down a lot, like Disney. What's been happening with Disney, right? Disney is now sitting at $144 per share. Unbelievable. That is just incredible. It's come down so much. I have no words for this. No freaking words for this. This is, wow. I would say Disney is looking like a buying opportunity really right now. It's sitting at $144 per share. This is the first time in a very, very long time that we see a more than 20% correction. It's almost 30% now on Disney. There's a gap to 128, but I think dollar cost averaging on Disney stock would be potentially a good idea. It's a bit of a falling knife right now. It's not stopping at support levels that we've seen, although there hasn't been a lot of support in this zone really. This was the main support zone, and then after we breached it, it just kept falling downwards. Yeah, I would say the next support zone would be, I'd say right around where we're currently at. If that breaks, we're going to go straight to 128, 129. But yeah, regardless, even if it goes to 128, 129, I don't think it's going to take a whole lot of a time period to be getting above 144 again. So I'm actually considering buying some Disney stock at 144. But they still have a very large market cap, right? It's not like Disney is a very small company. It's very large. Even after going down the amounts that we've seen, still rocking a market cap of $260 billion. So PayPal is also one of those companies that have been coming down quite a bit. And I've been bullish on this one as well, around the current price, even at around $200. And I still think $200 is still pretty decent. PayPal down 1.5% today, $216 billion market cap, basically down because of the lower growth estimates that they gave out. And well, it's down about roughly around 40 percentage points from top to bottom, and also a very big discount on PayPal here, which I think is as attractive as Disney right now. I would say maybe even a bit more attractive. So looking at PayPal, there's a very strong support at 175. I've pointed out that before. I think we hit 180 recently, and this is just in general, I would say, a good support zone. We've seen the stock bounce back up quite often here. And you can see the RSI right here, very, very oversold on the daily chart. There have been times that like the RSI was this low. 2018, well, it's been lower than in 2019. So it is just a matter of time before PayPal starts recovering to the upside. And when it does, I do believe it's going to be filling that gap up to around 220, which would essentially mean we get about 20% upside short term, probably by the end of the year. So I am going to have to reaffirm that. Speaking of Affirm, what's happening with Affirm right now? 126, down 4 percentage points, 36 billion market cap. Yeah, I mean, I'm not so interested in this company, really. Everybody's hyped up about it, but they're burning so much money, and despite their growth, I think there's some better opportunities out there in the markets. Neo is interesting. Gara, check it. Well, I mean, I think Neo is pretty darn interesting, but with Neo, I don't know why it's going down relative to the other EV makers. But there's something going on which I can't quite grasp. Because look at this downturn. I mean, this was huge. It's about 7 percentage points right there. We have deliveries coming up for Neo tomorrow. So the fact that people are selling Neo right now just doesn't make a whole lot of sense if people think that Neo is going to have good deliveries. But that is what's happening right now. People are selling Neo stock. And it's probably because we've had several months of just very bad deliveries, and I think a lot of people got traumatized because of that. We had the share offering, which was kind of bearish as well. So we had a bit of a bearish time just the past couple months, and I think people are still very cautious. But I think as soon as the catalysts roll in, let's say we get a good deliveries, and we're getting closer and closer to Neo Day, and I would say the expansion to Europe is going to accelerate. We have the battery swapping stations that are accelerating. These catalysts are building up, and it's going to be building up momentum. And I think tomorrow could potentially be the turning point if we get good deliveries. But that's going to be the question. If we do get deliveries that are good, then I do expect a rapid move to the upside, just getting back up to that resistance level of about 43 in an instant. Not only do we have Neo's catalyst tomorrow, we have C3.ai's earnings tomorrow, which this will be a make or break it kind of earnings. Whereas if they don't meet guidance, the stock is going to remain low for the next several months, probably next quarters. If they do meet guidance, then I think the stock could pop up like 30%, like it's nothing. Mainly because it's going to be valued as a Palantir. Palantir is sitting at $20 a share, has a multiple of about 30 to 35. C3 has a multiple of about, I think, 15 to 20. So if they get the same multiple, then essentially what happens is this is going to be valued like almost double, close to double. So I would say $60 to $70. So I think it's going to gradually go up to around $60 to $70 before the end of the year if they meet their 35 to 40% growth forecast for this quarter. And if they give us better guidance for the year, that would be amazing. If that is not the case, the stock is going to remain low. I think the downside is going to be limited. But yeah, it's definitely something that we're going to have to look forward towards. I will be covering C3.ai's earnings tomorrow for the people that want to be watching that. It's going to be tomorrow after the market is going to be closed. And so we have Palantir right now sitting at 20.5. Look at C3.ai and Palantir. They're kind of moving the same way. Which is hilarious. Snowflake sitting at 340. Yeah, that's just that looks ugly. I've been bearish on Snowflake for the longest time. I've been warning about Snowflake, the fact that it was sitting at a market cap of 110 billion with only about 300 million revenues per quarter. It's not even 300 million. It says $270 million per quarter, burning about like more than half of that. I have no idea why Snowflake is sitting at that valuation. It's probably because Warren Buffett bought it. So it's like a Midas touch, and people think, hey, if Warren Buffett is buying it, then I might as well do. I might as well do the same, and that's why it's probably staying high. Sheg is now up about 7.2 percentage points, and my gosh, Alibaba. I'd never expected it to get back to 127.7 and fill the gap, but it actually did, and I'm very happy about that because I'm able to buy more Alibaba. I have to admit, I am not up on my position, obviously. I have been dollar cost averaging, and I'm going to keep dollar cost averaging for the time. So long as the fundamentals are still good, I think the fundamentals are still intact. But we'll have to see how that is going to progress. And keep in mind, it's not just Alibaba, it's the Hang Seng Index that's been doing very bad lately, down about 30 percentage points. So if this indeed ends up bouncing back, you can see right here the RSI on the HSI is very low. It's incredibly oversold. Historically speaking, we do get a bounce to the upside. So we might actually see a bit of an upswing on the HSI. Speaking of upswings, look at the VIX up 19.8%. Incredible that is like just staying there, right? Because usually what you get is this spike to the upside and then a downturn. And right now it's like we got a spike down a little bit and then spiking again. It just sort of indicates how much volatility there is at the moment. But I think Jerome Powell sort of did break the market here with that statement that he gave out that he is potentially looking for a faster taper, and he might give us that. He might give us exactly that at the end of December, which would be that would really affect the markets negatively short term, I would say. And so cryptos are doing pretty great, especially Ethereum is just killing it. Look at that, sitting at 4,650. Bitcoin is slightly negative. An altcoin that I own is apparently down 3.5%, but it's, sitting at a relatively okay valuation. Yeah, I own this altcoin. I think we got a donation recently. Oh, there you go. We got $11 donation on PayPal from, if I can quickly check that, PayPal has to load real fast. I need to authenticate now. Great. There we go. Yeah, so this is one of the altcoins that I own. I bought it right at the bottom, and I think it's a nice little project, and it's a bit of one of the cryptos that I own. Put about $500 into it, and I think it could potentially 10x maybe a year from now, in the matter of a year. But it's just really risky, right? It's incredibly risky. That's usually altcoins and cryptos tend to be very, very risky. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I got a $11 donation or €11 donation from Danny. Thank you so much, Danny. Danny says, Gara, what is your price target for Tesla in 2022? Ooh, right, good question. Oh, damn. It depends, right? I think it depends on a couple things, because if Elon is going to announce a stock split, then I think the price is going to be much higher than if he doesn't. So if he doesn't, let's just go with the situation where he doesn't announce a stock split. So 2022, and that we don't have interest rates going up or something. I think a lot of the analysts that have researched Tesla have about a $1,400 to $1,500 target on Tesla, and I agree with that. I think about $1,400 to $1,500 by the end of 2022 could be reasonable if they're able to grow at the current pace, 50% growth quarter over quarter over quarter. And if the interest rates actually don't go above 2%, that would be my target. So I think for the end of 2022, I wouldn't be surprised if Tesla's sitting at like $1,500. However, if there's a stock split, and that would be on the 9th of December. A lot of people saying that it's going to be on the 9th of December. Then I expect that target of $1,400 to $1,500 to be reached instantly. And so that would be the top short term, and that essentially we would see the stock do nothing until maybe the end of 2022. But then you also have the scenario where the interest rates go up, and there's a bunch of things that could happen then. But yeah, I would say around $1,400 to about $1,500 by the end of 2022. So that's my expectation. That's one of the reasons why I'm not buying Tesla is like it's already at 1,136. It could go to 1,400, 1,500 in a year from now, but I don't think it's going to go much higher than that short term because that's just not how fast the company is going to grow. They're not going to grow 80% per quarter. They're going to be growing around 50% per quarter, and they might even have issues. Maybe they're going to go through production hell because of the Cybertruck. We don't know. So I'm just a little cautious with that one. If Tesla goes below $1,000, then I would consider it a buying opportunity. And I have been buying Tesla stock in this zone right here, and I will be buying more if that happens again. Just gradually, just nibbling at that dip. And yeah, so that's my opinion on Tesla stock. Once again, thank you for that donation. Appreciate that. We have about 27 minutes left until the markets are going to close. Make sure you hit that like. Let's get to 100 likes right now. We're currently sitting at 40, so smash that like. And if we get to 150 likes, we're going to do another Q&A, and I'll be answering all your questions in a row, and we'll just go through that. About 65% of the people that voted in the poll are indicating that they're buying the dip. Just 65%, okay. Right, this is a nice little dip that we're seeing here, especially in the growth stocks, especially in the more risky stocks out there. This is not a bad dip, and I mean, I guess everybody has their own kind of preference with regards to where they want to be buying. You know, I'm not trying to force anybody to buy, but I am definitely a buyer in this current market. Although I'm buying small amounts, I'm not buying like huge chunks or something. But I have been buying a good chunk of Alibaba stock, which I thought was quite nice at 126.2. The reason that I bought a lot of Alibaba stock was because if you look at the daily chart and you go back 3 years, right, 3 freaking years, then what you can see right here that we have a good support right here at around 129. And what you also see is that there's this massive gap which got filled. So if you can see this gap right here, it kind of it starts about 126, it goes all the way up to 133, and we pretty much filled the whole thing to the downside. And usually what then happens is people start buying the dip, they see the gap being filled, and obviously the stock is sitting down a lot. You know, the fundamentals, I think that the fundamentals are still very good. And what this essentially means is gap is filled, we're sitting at a support zone, we're sitting at all-time lows, we're down 60%, great fundamentals. If the market does indeed bounce, then I think we'll see a robust rally in Alibaba stock. I think about 10 to 15% in a couple days could be happening very soon. So yeah, I've been buying that a lot. But I would say for the rest of the stocks that I cover, it's been mostly nibbling at the dip and just buying small amounts. And yeah. See, Gara, PayPal or C3, what do you like more? I think C3 is a bit risky right now because it's like their earnings is going to be like make it or break it, whereas with PayPal you're getting a 40% discount, but you know what you're getting with PayPal. So that's what I would say about it. I think C3 is a bit riskier right now, but it's also sitting quite cheap at 36.9. Right now, I really like Robinhood a lot. It's going below 26 again. I mean, it's unbelievable. And actually, tomorrow we're going to have a lockup period expiration for Robinhood, which essentially is going to mean that 31 million shares of Robinhood that insiders own are going to be available for them to be selling. That just means that there's going to be more selling pressure, which is all right because the market is kind of already starting to price that in. You know, Robinhood is down another 4% today. It could go down a little bit further tomorrow, and I think that is going to be it. It's going to be clear skies from then onwards. And so I'm just really hyped up about Robinhood. I've been buying quite a bit of Robinhood, even around 26, 27, 28, 29, even at 32. And I think maybe tomorrow we get another nice dip, although we'll have to see, right? We'll have to see how much of these shares that are going to be available for selling are actually going to be sold. I suspect at least like 50% or something crazy like that. You know, people have been holding these Robinhood shares for a long time, so they want to be selling that right now. There we go. And what else are we seeing here? Is the Nasdaq still going down? It seems like it is. What's strange is that the Nasdaq, while the Nasdaq is going down, if you take a look at Apple, Apple's actually up 2 percentage points. A couple minutes ago, Apple was up 2.7%, and Microsoft is down 1.7%, Facebook is down 3.4%, Google's down 2.1%, Amazon is down 1.7%. And so when you think about that, it's like, why is Apple up 2.5%? That doesn't make any sense. It's not like we're going to have earnings. So that's a really strange thing to me. I couldn't find any news about that, at least It's really weird. It's a strange phenomenon. Very, very strange phenomenon. All right, let's see. Robinhood is going below 26. Virgin Galactic is about to go to 16. Again, that is interesting. Yeah, I don't think we're seeing any major improvements here, especially in the indices. And you can see that the VIX kind of remains elevated, up about 19.5%, sitting at about 27.4. The dollar is down about 0.3%. I guess that's temporarily a good thing, because we have seen the dollar go up almost like on a weekly basis, just skyrocketing. I've actually felt that one with my salary, because I get paid in dollars, and I noticed that I got a lot more euros for my dollars because the dollar's been strengthening, and it's quite nice, I guess. The 10-year yield is down about 4%, which will be benefiting the high-risk, high-multiple stocks. The risky stocks, the tech stocks, will benefit from the lower yield, and I think that's also one of the reasons why we're not seeing these go down 10, 15%. When you have the 10-year going up super fast and the markets are going down, then you have a problem with the growth stocks, because you've got two negative catalysts there, and you'll see like growth stocks go down 10, 15%. But it's relatively mild, I would say. Virgin Galactic down like a percentage point, Robinhood 4%, whatever. Bumble down 3%. And meanwhile, Sheg is going up 7.4%, absolutely murdering it. I think I've been saying that Sheg is a great buying opportunity since it hit. I think it was since around 29, I believe. And since then, it's been going down. But it's, I've been buying some in this zone, especially. And so far, so good. It's up about 7.5%. I do expect Sheg to be closing at around, at the end of the year, probably around 35, maybe above that, depending on the situation. Yeah, a lot of people saying that Apple is king. Yeah, Apple is definitely doing pretty darn cool. Yeah, it's doing all right. You can see that the MACD is potentially going to cross here on the 4-hour chart, which is just wild. I mean, the company's market cap is sitting at 2.68 trillion. It hit like 2.7 trillion just a couple moments ago, and it's still able to just stay that high while the indices are all down, right? You got the Nasdaq down 1.7%, the S&P down 1.8%, the Dow Jones 1.7%, the Russell 1.5%. Yet Apple is just kind of sitting there up 2% on no news, at least from what I've seen. I haven't seen anything about Apple come out in the news section. Hey Gara, when shares are usually sold after the lockup expiration, morning, mid, end of the... It's just going to be some negative pressure on the stock for a day to about a couple days. But I assume that with Robinhood, it's going to be a day. I think it's going to be just a day, and then right after it's going to be all right, because it's already been going down quite a bit just recently. You can see that here it's down like 30% since about the second week of November. I mean, that's just crazy amounts to be going down. Many people considered this a low level, right? Keep in mind, the stock went up all the way up to like 85 at some point, albeit with like a lot of momentum from Wall Street bets. But it's now sitting at 26. I think it's severely discounted, and it's down 70% from all-time highs, about 30 to 40% from the IPO prices. And I think it's just a matter of time. Their last earnings was really bad. They had a lot of negative news, right? The hacking, and they had the lawsuit going on, which obviously got dismissed, which is a positive. They got the lockup period expiration, I think the beginning of November, and now one the 31st. No, not 31st, on the 1st of December. Which, once this lockup period expiration is priced in, I think it's just going to be going upwards from here on. I just don't see it going down at that point. ARK has been buying a boatload of a Robinhood stock just the past couple days and weeks. And for good reasons. for very good reasons. Palantir sitting at 20.5. How is Neo still sitting at 39.3? I really don't understand that. How is Neo being outpaced by Xpeng? I mean, oh well, that's what's happening right now. Xpeng has about half the revenue of a Neo, right? Roughly speaking. Yet, Xpeng is the one killing it right now. And I think it's probably because of the deliveries, right? So the supply chain issues have hit Neo harder than Xpeng. And I would say it's also because they've been kind of working on their manufacturing line, which wasn't, I would say, a good thing for the recent delivery numbers. And I would say Xpeng had a lot of catalysts already priced in, whereas with Neo we have several coming up, including Neo Day, and we've seen Neo stock go up like 60 to about 100% for Neo Day. I don't think necessarily that is going to happen, but it's definitely something that could happen. My expectation would be for us to see Neo go up to about $50 to $60 for Neo Day. If there's some like really bullish news, it could just keep on rallying. But yeah, I think it's a little overdone for it to be down like 2.7% when you have Lucid sitting at a market cap of about 90 billion. It's been a long time since you talked about Netlist. What are your thoughts? My thoughts on a Netlist are basically we're going to have to wait for the lawsuits that are going to be happening with Google and everything. We need to see what happens there, and I think it's going to take about a couple more months. I think in March there's going to be a conclusion to that, and they could get several billions of dollars right from Google because of the damages that were done. And oh my God, Sheg is going up 7.8%. Holy moly, Sheg is absolutely killing it right now. That is pretty wild. Sheg is going up 7.9%. Oh wow. There we go. And Robinhood is dropping. Although, while Robinhood is dropping, Alibaba is actually heading up. That is pretty darn sweet. Is Sheg still heading up? Oh my gosh. It's up like 8 percentage points now. And we have about 15 minutes left until the market is going to be closing here. I mean, so far so good. It's been lovely. Markets are starting to head up a slight amount, especially the Russell and the Nasdaq. And the Dow Jones is just kind of getting murdered because of COVID. Baba sitting at 128. I am telling you, Baba at 128. I would have never dreamed of being able to buy Baba at a 128 in 2021. Heck, we're almost in 2022. Being able to buy Baba at these prices, I mean, it's crazy. It's like buying Amazon at like $700 or something. Like it's so crazy. So I'm very happy I'm able to buy that right now. And so long as it doesn't get delisted or China and the U.S. relations don't get much worse, I think. Although these are some assumptions, obviously, I still like the Baba trade right now. Although we'll have to see how that is going to play out. Let's see what else is happening here. You were right about Sheg. Yeah, I think we were right about Sheg. I mean, come on. I mean, Sheg has some really nice catalysts going for it. Bumble's bouncing back to 34. Very nice. And what else are we seeing here? Semiconductors going down. AMD. Like I said, the AMD was going to go down at some point. Guess it's happening right now. I think AMD is going to get back all the way to 130. Palantir is not able to move up. C3 is going up slightly, just about a percentage point. And Xpeng is able to just move further and further, hitting 55 here, or almost hitting 55. Meanwhile, Neo is just kind of suffocating. And are we seeing the 10-year drop? Yeah, 10-year still sitting very low. Coinbase is down about a percentage point. Cool. I want to check Baba right now. Is Baba able to actually head up here? Oh boy, Obama's going back down. So is that the market going back down? Yep, market is going back down. Darn it. Tesla's just barely staying afloat at the moment. It's kind of like green, but people are buying it because of the stock split rumors. There's a rumor that Baba might get delisted. Come on, I mean, we know that DIDI is going to get delisted, and we're still waiting for DIDI to get delisted. So I don't think that it's I don't think that it's fair to say that Baba's going to get delisted. There's no indication that that's going to happen. I mean, they've got punished. That's now priced into the stock. I don't think. Hold up. Let me see if I can fix the saturation here. There you go. When do you think that Saudi Arabia's public investment fund is going to sell some of their Lucid? End of January. There's going to be a lock-up period expiration. So the PIF is going to be able to sell some shares at the end of January. That's when I assume they're going to take some profits. I don't think they're going to get out of it. I think they're going to take some profits. It would be strange if they get out of it. That would be like a little bit weird. But I do expect the PIF to probably sell some shares, which is going to have some downside pressure. I think it could be enough for the stock to just downtrend for a couple days, maybe a couple weeks. And that could be quite negative, because that's not priced into the stock's price at all. It's sitting close to all-time highs, market cap of almost 90 billion. Meanwhile, they have no revenues. They got no volume production yet, so a lot of downside could ensue if this lock-up period expiration comes around. So in about a month and a half, I think, something like that. That's, yeah. Oh, come on, Alibaba goes down again. Markets are going down again. That's what we're seeing here. Looking very tough. I'm looking at some of these stocks here, and I would say I still like Bumble here at this price, 34. I still like Robinhood, 25.9. You know, Virgin Galactic at 16 right now, and I like Alibaba at this price. What else are we seeing? We got about 10 minutes left, by the way. Palantir 20. Palantir's just been beaten down. Ugh, so ugly. I think Palantir's also ready to be coming back up. Same for C3, by the way. Big red on SPY. Oh, wow. Is that maybe Apple coming down or something? I don't know. No, Apple's actually heading up. Yeah, it's the Dow Jones and the SPY and the S&P. Everything, really. So everything is really coming back down. It seems like this correction is going to be a little bit larger than I thought because of that tapering news. That the tapering is essentially going to be accelerating by a couple months. So yeah, it looks like we're going to have a maybe almost like a 5% correction, which is not even that much, really. Get back to it like $4,500 or something, maybe even lower than that, right? It's kind of looking tough, but then you got Sheg just going up like 8.1%, which is just awesome. One sec. Look at that. Sheg is just still going up. Wow. 8.13%. How is Sheg still going up? That's kind of crazy. 8.2 percentage points. Wow. And that's as the market just keeps going down. Do we see anything interesting? I think most stocks are going down. Meta Platforms going down 3.8%. And you got Apple still rising while the market is just dropping. faster and faster. Google's down 2.6%. Amazon 1.8%. Microsoft 1.8%. Oh my gosh. That is just brutal. Baba's coming down slightly. Oh wow, look at that. Uber is now sitting at 37.7. $37.7 on Uber. That is pretty sweet. 5% correction. Market cap of about 73 billion. I mean, it could definitely fill the gap right here, get back to 36. But I definitely think that right now would be a great time to be dollar cost averaging. And the S&P is still heading down. Same for the Nasdaq. Dow Jones and Russell all just bleeding right now. Keep in mind, Russell's already down like almost... It's down about 10 percentage points. And the Dow Jones is down about, I think, 5% now, right? 6% on the Dow Jones. Nasdaq is down about 3.8%. I think the S&P is down similar amounts. Interesting. TLT is going up. 10-year yield is still going down. Palantir's in the gutter again. Who picks it up? The hedge funds. Yeah, probably. I mean, why wouldn't they? They're getting such a juicy discount right now. I mean, why wouldn't they be picking up these shares? They're gonna pick up these shares. I mean, retail's just selling it right now. I mean, it's probably retail selling Alibaba at 127. I don't think it's institutions at this point. I mean, who's gonna sell, Virgin Galactic at 16 or Robinhood at 25.9? Unless you're like trying to harvest like taxes from your losses. I just don't see that being like a strategically smart thing short term. With low yields, with inflation and the monetary policy that's really easy money, easy debt going on, 0% interest rates. That has not changed yet, and so the environment is still supportive. And then why would you want to be owning tons of cash at that point? Don't we see... Okay, so wait, hold up. We had the S&P at 4,750, now it's sitting at 4,570. Nasdaq is sitting at 16,137. I mean, the Dow Jones is taking a big hit here, big old hit. The Russell is now sitting at around the support zone. Interesting. Baba coming down, DIDI's coming back up. Okay, random. Sheg, look at that. Damn. Okay, so Sheg is still heading up. Sheg is up 8.17%, and it's maintaining these elevated levels. Jeez, look, that's a move of about 15% from the bottom, by the way, because I do know that I think it hit about 24 at some point. You see that the volume is now starting to kick in, although it's not significantly more, but yeah, you gotta have patience. You gotta have patience with these markets. I think it's gonna take some time, but I think we're gonna see higher levels. We're gonna see significantly higher levels too. It's not gonna be higher levels. It's gonna be significantly higher. A lot of stocks are sitting at all-time lows, haven't gone anywhere. There's a lot of capital in the system, and I would say earnings are gonna be still pretty good for the coming months and quarters. And Bumble coming back up to 34.22. Interesting. And we have about 2 minutes left until the market is going to close. 2 more minutes, and that is going to be it for today. Why is DIDI going up? That is so strange. DIDI is going up to 7.61. Interesting. 5% move. Sheg is up 8 points. CRISPR going up about 2.3%. Oh, Lucid hitting 53. We're seeing that bounce in the Nasdaq just the last couple minutes. Nasdaq bouncing a little. Same for the S&P, the Dow Jones, and everything else, really. Aside from the Russell. Russell's still just bleeding. Wow, that's just wild. The Russell is bleeding. It's been going sideways for most of the year. Flat like a pancake. I think that's about it, right? Markets are closing in a couple seconds. Look at that. SoFi dumping about 7%. Path another 2.7%. Uber 4.3%. Robinhood is getting disintegrated. Oh my gosh, 25.96. Still pulling back here, and the markets are closing any second now. I mean, maybe right now. Yeah, there you go. Markets are now officially closed. Look at that. Oh my gosh, what a slaughter. This is like back-to-back negativity, and it's just not stopping. It is not stopping. Wow. Absolutely speechless. Why did DIDI get pumped? That's strange. It could be that they're going to take it private. I mean, that's possible. How much is DIDI up right now? That's a really crazy move. DIDI just went up 6%. Damn. That's kind of weird, isn't it? It's a little bit weird. Weird move on DIDI. What the hell happened there? Did you see that? Like, what the hell was that? That's kind of strange. That is kind of strange. How much volume is that? That's a lot of volume. Oh my gosh. I mean, in just a couple minutes. Well, hold up. It went up as much as 7.5% in like 6 minutes? 7 minutes? Okay then. I guess that just happened. The hell was that? Well, it might be that. Okay, so a lot of companies are shorting. A lot of hedge funds are shorting. So, might be that they're buying back their shares. That could be the case at the lowest price. It's a pretty low price. Yeah. We live to see another day. What's happening with Baba? Is Baba actually still down? Nothing happening there. Nasdaq managed to bounce up quite significantly right there. Oh wow, look at that. Shag just went up 8.4%. Look at the volumes kicking in. Holy moly. Beautiful. Some hedge fund just sold SoFi and bought DIDI. Could be. Could definitely be. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. We don't know that, but it was quite weird because SoFi just started dumping All right, so that was interesting. So right as SoFi dumped, we saw a massive increase in DIDI. It's very much simultaneously. All right, anyway, we're going to be wrapping up the stream. That's it for today. I don't think that this is going to be a market crash. So to the people that are thinking that this is going to be a market crash, probably not, because business is doing well still. Monetary policies still here with us. Fiscal policy. We have a bunch of things going on that are positive. Short term, we have the COVID fears, with the Omicron. Is the Omicron? And I guess Jerome Powell did kind of spook the markets by saying that he's going to taper a bit more faster than what people were expecting. So markets did not take that lightly, and we saw a correction. We saw the correction actually get a little worse. Do I think that we're going to see more downside? Potentially. We're going to get more discounts if that's the case. Short term, I don't think that this is going to just indefinitely go down further and further. I think today was another day where you could be buying stocks at cheaper prices, and I think we're going to have that for the coming days. Hopefully, that would be quite nice. But I think the chances are more to the upside, because I don't see anything negative happening now. And we're heading into December now, which usually tends to be quite a bullish month, seasonally speaking, cyclically speaking. And so we might get that classic Santa rally still. It's just you got to remain patient. Maybe we correct into the first week and then we rally, or maybe the second week. My initial thought would be that I think we're close to done with the correction. Can look at this right now. We might get a little bit further back to like 15,900 or 800 into the first week, but I still think we're going to get back to all-time highs by the end of the year, by the end of the month of December, if we don't get more negative news. Keep in mind, Jerome Powell never said or specified how many months earlier they would finish the taper. He just said that that's going to be something that they're going to be talking about as the new data is going to be coming around, and the COVID situation is going to be progressing. So nothing is definitive. People did overreact with the markets here, but that gave us a little buying opportunity to markets. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to keep on saying it, right? I like Bumble. I still like Sheg. I still like GGPI. I still like stocks like UiPath, Uber right now, the current price, Robinhood. These are stocks that I'm buying, right? Virgin Galactic, Alibaba. I like, Neo, Nano Dimension, Facebook, Palantir, C3. Been buying all these stocks the past couple of days, and I'll probably keep on dollar cost averaging for the coming weeks. For the coming weeks, right? Alrighty, I think that was it. We'll be wrapping up the stream now. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your support. We will be back tomorrow. Obviously, we're live every single Monday till Friday from 8:45 a.m. to about 10:30 a.m. for market open, and from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. for market close. That's obviously Eastern time. Keep that in mind. So market open and market close. We have 2 streams every single day, and sometimes we have a stream on Sunday as well for the diehards. And we also have social medias. Check it out. We have the Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Discord. We have all of these beautiful social medias, and the Discord is completely free. So check that one out. We have about 4,000 members in the Discord. It would be awesome if you would join. So check out the Discord, and have a good one. Have a great day. Be fearful when others are greedy, and be greedy when others are fearful. It's a very it's a cliche. It's a cliche, but it's so incredibly important. Anyway, have a good one. I'll see you tomorrow.